I'm an engineer in Silicon Valley building practical AI agent systems, and this is my agent, Pierre. Together, we're going to show you how to instruct your own agent to have a workflow OS, not just a pile of tools. By the end, you should have a practical protocol. How to set expectations, define contracts, decide when the agent should act, and decide when it should stop and ask you. Most AI agent demos start with the same question. What tools can the agent use? Can it browse? Can it write files? Can it send messages? Can it call APIs? Those tools matter, but tools are not the hard part. The hard part is the operating layer around them. State, ownership, waiting, recovery, verification, permissions, and knowing when not to interrupt the human. A tool is a capability. Real work is a flow. It starts, pauses, branches, fails, resumes, escalates, and eventually needs proof that it actually finished. If an agent has tools but no workflow layer, the human is still the operating system. The human remembers what was supposed to happen. The human decides what counts as done. The human notices when something failed silently. That is a command line with manners, not an operating agent. The first practical contract is bounded ownership. Do not tell the agent only the next chore. Tell it the outcome it owns. For example, prepare this video package. Create the script, render the candidate, generate captions and metadata, run the quality checks, and come back only when it is ready for review or truly blocked. Then add the boundary. Reversible local work is okay to do. Public, destructive, expensive, or privacy-sensitive work requires approval. The second contract is state. Ask the agent to track 4 things. What is the task? Who owns it? What is it waiting on? And what evidence is required before the next step? Without state, every interaction becomes a memory test. The agent may know how to upload a video, but does it know which channel is intended? Does it know whether the token belongs to the right account? Does it know whether the upload should be private, unlisted, or public? The third contract is verification. Tell the agent not to claim done because a command ran. Done means the result was inspected. The file exists is not enough. The video rendered is not enough. The upload completed is not enough. A workflow OS asks whether the artifact matches the intended channel, brand, privacy setting, metadata, captions, and quality bar. The fourth contract is refusal. This is where practical agent design gets serious. If the token points to the wrong YouTube channel, the right action is not to be clever. The right action is to stop. If the request risks private data, reputation, money, credentials, or a public mistake, the agent should pause and escalate. A chatbot tries to satisfy the request. An operator protects the outcome. The fifth contract is waiting. Most demos skip waiting because waiting is boring. But real workflows are full of waiting. OAuth authorization, render completion, human approval, service propagation. Tell your agent what should wake it back up, what would count as meaningful change, and what should remain quiet. Waiting is not failure. Forgetting while waiting is failure. The sixth contract is attention. A proactive agent needs rules for when not to interrupt. A monitor should not announce the same unchanged status every hour. A background maintenance task should quietly improve the system unless there is a real decision. A publishing workflow should interrupt at approval gates, not after every tiny internal step. The goal is not maximum activity. The goal is useful attention. Here is the practical pattern you can copy. Tell your agent, own this outcome. Act inside these rules. Track your state. Verify with this evidence. Ask me at these gates. Stay quiet unless the threshold is met. Then give examples. If it is reversible and local, act. If it is public or destructive, ask. If evidence is missing, inspect. If the state is unchanged, stay quiet. If the result is ready, bring me the artifact and the proof. So the practical tool is an agent contract. Outcome. What does the agent own? Boundaries. What can it do without asking? State. What must it remember? Verification. What proves the work is done? Attention. When should it interrupt, and when should it stay quiet? That is how agents stop being chat windows and start becoming useful operating partners. At Agent Flow Labs, we study the theory, but the goal is practical. Tools and protocols you can use to make your own agents do real work. inside real constraints with real verification.